Welcome, everyone, to this battle between Marshall County and neighbors as we see our Trojans travel east here to the Rock to take on the Plymouth Lady Pilgrims. I'm Andy O'Hara alongside the Hall of Famer Orion Lemler here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network. Tonight, these two rivals face off here tonight as Plymouth has led the series in the last 15 years, only losing in one of those contests. Triton is looking to get back into the win column here tonight as well. First off, the Lady Pilgrims starting off the season 3-1 with new head coach Michaela I'm going to mess up her name, and I'm going to finish it. Coming off a win against Bremen on Tuesday night, they come in averaging 46 points a game on offense, allowing 46 on defense. They look to win here tonight in their second home game here in the early going of the season. The Lady Trojans, a second straight matchup, coming in as 8-point underdogs here tonight. They lost in their last outing. They were down a couple of players, but the team fought valiantly in a matchup against a really tough opponent. Triton continues to score the ball at a decent rate, averaging 41 points a game on offense, allowing 42. Coach Krull has her crew ready to roll and try to bounce back in this one. You see Triton, like I said, they played extremely well against South Central. We're very overmatched. It's a really tough team, but yet played extremely well. You saw a team that shot 11 of 18 from the free throw line as they got there. Addison Veers had 25 points. The team rebounded the ball well, but in that first half, they really played extremely well. Being down a couple players, these next wave of players kind of come in, really did a great job, and that's good for them to get that varsity experience against a very tough team in South Central. For Plymouth, come and look at a team there. This is a group, and you're going to see Claire Sheedy and Taylor Delper, their two big hitters, number 42 and number 14, two are very, very talented players. You look at what this team does. Defensively, they're cleaning about 19.5 rebounds on defense per game. Offensively, allowing 13.8. They average about 33 rebounds per game. Team that passes the ball well, averages over 10 assists a game, 9.8 steals. So this is a team who can really force turnovers, which Triton, another team that's very capable of doing that. Just got to have to be patient tonight, as we say, as Plymouth runs that 2-3 wide zone that I talked to Kaden about earlier today, and watching them in film. This is a team that plays the zone really well, so Triton's got to be really patient, passing that ball. The guards will be patient and really try to open things up. Then Triton can shoot the ball and see if they can pull out those post players to come out and open up things down low for them out on offense. Like we said, two players leading the way for Plymouth. I mean, you look at points per game totals. Delp averaging over 17 points a game, and Sheedy with 10.3. Two players that play extremely well down. Sheedy really well, moves well in the post. Really talented. Her and Addison Veer is going to go toe-to-toe down there. And Macy Hensley, who stepped up for Triton in the last matchup, will have her hands full down there as well as she warms up against Addison. But Triton going to have their hands full here tonight. Both teams got a lot of work to do. And we're about 4 minutes and 15 seconds away from tip-off. Well, up next here from the Rock, the two neighboring schools square off in this Thursday night matchup. We'll have that for you next right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
Listen up, high school sports fans. This cheer's for you.
You're number one! You're number one!
Why all the love? Why do we think you're number one?
Because as high school athletes, we know there is no us without you.
We know that when you buy a ticket to see an IHSAA game or meet, you're helping pay for new uniforms, safer equipment, or even a bus ride to the game.
But we also know what you're really saying is, I believe in you. I believe you could be somebody.
When you think about all of the opportunities your attendance at an IHSAA athletic event creates,
and the fact that you paid for your ticket,
well, fantastic doesn't begin to describe how we feel about you.
High school sports.
You pay,
we play.
Everybody wins.
This message brought to you by the IHSAA, encouraging you to go to a high school game this week and help build a future that benefits us all. What's included in the price of a ticket when you attend a high school athletic event? For starters, greater opportunities for our kids.
And here comes Lopez. He dribbles, fakes, shoots, and scores! A high-paying job!
Putting today's young people on the pathway to success, inspiring them to never give up, encouraging them to always do their best, teaching them how to be better leaders. It's all included in the price of admission when you go to an IHSAA athletic event. All you have to do is buy a ticket.
I can do that.
High school sports. We pay, they play, everybody wins. This message brought to you by the IHSAA, encouraging you to go to a high school game this week and help build a future that benefits us all.
Oh, my goodness!
Everyone needs a passion.
Young people, especially.
That's one of the reasons why high school sports are so powerful.
Because they give student athletes purpose, something to be passionate about. I'm Sandra Walter.
And I'm Robert Falcons. We're both assistant commissioners for the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
And we're passionate about preserving the purity of high school sports.
They're the purest form of sport left. They're played on a level playing field.
And they're played for school and community pride.
They promote sportsmanship and build character.
And this year, we are thrilled to welcome back our passionate fans.
So buy a ticket to your school's next sporting event
And experience the passion and the purity of high school sports.
The athletes and schools deserve your support.
This is your team. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Sandra, tell me your favorite thing about Indiana high school sports.
Well, Chris, as a fellow IHSA assistant commissioner, I don't know if I could choose just one. Tell me, what's yours?
It's the little victories, the day-to-day achievements of student athletes, the real character-building stuff.
Absolutely. One of mine as well. All the hard work off the court, the field, the mat, the deck, those defining moments during practices that the crowd never sees.
Exactly. And we don't celebrate those victories enough.
We don't. And there's an even bigger victory we need to celebrate.
That's right. We welcome fans back to high school sporting events across Indiana.
So, buy a ticket to your high school's next athletic event. The schools and student athletes deserve your support.
They need you in the stands now more than ever.
This is your team. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
This broadcast on the IHSAA Champions Network is copyrighted by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and may not be rebroadcast or retransmitted without the express written consent of the Indiana High School Athletic Association. This is your IHSAA.
You are on the rock, home of the Lady Pilgrims basketball. Tonight, the Lady Pilgrims welcome non-conference opponent, the Triton Lady Trojans. Restrooms and award-winning concession stands are located in the west hallway. Let's meet and greet tonight's teams. First for Triton, available for substitution. Number 22, Danica Coots. And number 32, Sydney King. Starters for tonight for Trojans. Number 4, Taryn Yates. Number 10, Jolie Grove. Number 14, Kenzie Atkins. Number 34, Addison Beers. And number 40, Macy Hensley. The Lady Trojans are coached by Kennedy Kroll and coming tonight with a 2-2 record. Also, for Pretty Lake, a guard, senior, 5'10", number They come in tonight with a 3-1 record.
If you bought a ticket to an IHSAA athletic event last weekend, give yourself a giant pat on the back.
You helped ensure our school has the resources it needs to support our athletic program.
You might have even punched somebody's ticket to a better life.
Yeah, like mine.
So give yourself a big high five.
Yeah.
And thank you.
High school sports.
You pay.
We play.
Everybody wins.
That's right.
This message brought to you by the IHSAA. You want to feel goosebumps? Then purchase a ticket to an athletic event at your local high school. You'll be making a lasting difference in your community. Buying a ticket to an IHSAA game or meet helps ensure your school has the funding it needs to operate. New uniforms, safer equipment, transportation. Your ticket purchase helps to pay for it all. You're also helping today's student athletes learn the life skills they need to get better jobs and become better leaders. Plus, you'll see them do some amazing things.
Whoa! Did you see that? Oh, man, I think I just got goosebumps.
Me too.
High school sports. We pay, they play. Everybody wins. This message brought to you by the IHSAA, encouraging you to go to a high school game this week and help build a future that benefits us all.
All right, starters out there for both teams. First for the host Pilgrims, you'll have Sarah Hunter, number 11, out there with number 14, Taylor Delp, number 22, Lena Jones, and number 24, Catherine Durgani, and number 42, Claire Sheedy. Out there manning the floor for our Blue Swishes, Addison Veers alongside Jolie Grills, Kinsey Atkins, Taryn Yates, and Macy Hensley. Get ready to go here. Delp and Veers will start the tip-off, and we're underway here from the rock. Coming over to Yates' head, running it down Dragani, and she'll get the ball and the loose ball back to Sheedy. Ball's up, and it's in. Plymouth going with a little bit of a full-court press look here on the Trojans, trying to force something here. Yates tries to leave it up. No one's home, and Triton turns it over. Lena Jones, the freshman for Plymouth, brings up the floor, kicks it on over to Hunter. Hunter back on top. Jones will work left, looking for Dragani. Triton working on his own defense. Dragani now drives, feeds it back down low. Sheedy's alone, left hand's up. It's no good off the back. Gets a rebound, putback's good. Atkins gets in here on the near side. Back to Groves, tipped by Dragani. Pits it right back. Lena Jones has got a free lane to the basket. She'll go with the left-hand. Bank is open. And a 6-0 run starting off. Back to Atkins. Triton looking to set it up here on offense. Atkins stops. Goes back on top to Groves. Plymouth coming out. A little bit different look. Going away from that zone defense. Going a little more of a man look. As Yates works with the screen right. Back on top to Atkins. To Groves now. Tries to feed Macy Hensley. But Dragani takes it away, and Plymouth forces a turnover. Dragani waits. Leaves it for Lena Jones, and she'll set up the offense. The talented freshman works right. Claire Shee still trying to get her shoe tied. No shot clocks. They can take all the time they want. She'll patrol the baseline as Jones will work up top. Dragani with the head fake. She'll put the dribble drive. Stops. Feeds it back down to Sheedy. Up on top. Jones straight away. Pulls it down. Kicks it back down. Sheedy quick pass on top to Dragani. She'll drive the lane with the floater. Goes up and draws the foul. That'll be on Taryn Yates. It'll be her first, team's first. As Catherine Dragani goes to the line for two. First trip for the free throw line for either team here tonight. First one's on its way, and she gets that one. She gets set for her second free throw. It's on its way, and it rattles in. So 8-0 run now for the Pilgrims as they start off here at home, looking for their second straight home victory. That one goes up the middle, and a turnover as Hunter knocked it away. Jones back on top, waits for Dragani to come here to the right wing. Back on Go back down to Sheedy on the baseline. Back on top, Jones. One more pass on over to Hunter. She'll put on the floor. Pull-up jumper on the baseline. Off the mark. No good. Rebound to Jolie Groves. A jump ball call. We'll stay here at the Trojans. Looking to get their first shot attempt up. 3 turnovers being forced by the Pilgrims. Yates works into the middle to Veers, who feeds on over to Atkins here on the near side. Cross court, intercepted there by Dragani. Dragani in the fast break, working left to Hunter. She's got a free lane, goes up strong with the left hand, too strong. Bank is closed. Macy Hensley on the rebound. Atkins brings up the floor. Hunter's there to meet her. They're going to go more of a trapping defense here. Back on top to Yates. Yates goes back to Atkins. Back to Yates. Three-pointer on its way. It's up. Off the front iron, no good. Rebound's going to get fought for and won by Plymouth. Dragani transition 3 on its way. Short of the mark on the side iron, and Sheedy will run it down. Dragani again from the same spot. That one still hits the side rim. Put back by Sheedy is no good. And Triton will get the rebound. Three-pointer, Kenzie Atkins puts it in. And Triton's on the board and stops that 8-0 run. Dragani gets on the right wing, back on top to Jones. Works it left on over to Hunter. Down into Hunter, up off the glass, no good. Delp fights for it, but goes out of bounds. Plymouth 3 of 8 from inside the arc. Still trying to see their first three-pointer to drop. Perfect from the free throw line. As Triton comes down, 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. Yates works left, goes to Kenzie Atkins, feeds it, tries to feed it down low. It's going to be tipped by Sheedy. He'll stay right here at the Trojans. Atkins to inbound. Atkins looking now, goes up top to Yates, tipped by Dragani. Yates will recover, back to Veers. She'll step into a mid-range jumper off the glass, no good. Rebound, it's going to get won by Lena Jones. She'll push it in transition now. Puts on the brakes, and they'll let their offense take shape. Jones now up top the key, works it right to Hunter. Right wing, back on top. Plymouth patient in their offensive approach. Deep 2 for Dragani's in from the corner. They're up over the 10-point mark. Groves now at the basketball, like the full court pressure being put on by the Pilgrims. Now it's tipped by Dragani, goes out of bounds. Have our first substitution of the game as Ellie Jones will check in number 12. As Hunter will get a break. Yates now receives the inbound. She'll work it up. Triton only 2 players on their bench tonight, Danica Kuntz and Sydney King. Veers' shot up, no good. Rebound to Jolie Groves. She'll work it back to Taryn Yates, to Atkins. Dragani closed out on her well. Macy Hensley gets in the low block, back to Atkins. Atkins works it back up top. Works it down, Groves. Nice feed from Kenzie Atkins and an N1 opportunity coming from Jolie Groves. Nice job by Kenzie Atkins to see the backdoor cut be open, as the foul is going to be on number 12, Ellie Jones. And Jolie Groves goes to the line. They're going to say a Trojan crossed earlier, so no free throw attempt. 10-5 is our scores. They cut into that lead. Foul was on Ellie Jones. That's their team's first. Dragani works back up top to Jones. Jones feeds Taylor Delp, and she gets that one to go. She gets her first points, averaging around 17 points a game. Yates receives it. She'll push it. Nice job there by Ellie Jones to stop it. Feeds to Lena Jones. She'll drive. Goes with the floater off the side iron. No good rebound. Another rebound for Jolie Groves. Atkins works it back to Yates. No look pass down to Veers. Banks open. Triton cuts the lead to 5. Just a little over 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Jones to Jones on that, back and forth as they work the ball up here on the right side. Dragani in the corner, feeds Sheedy, quick feed pass to Delp. And Plymouth turns it over for the first time. Atkins thought about the catch and shoot three in transition, puts on the brakes, back to Groves on top of the key, works it on over to Yates, low on the left wing, she'll drive, kicks it back to Veers, step back elbow jumper's on its way, and it's good for Addison Veers. She's got 4 and a timeout for Plymouth as that large lead has dwindled down to 3.
Get some time to fix the scoreboard now.
Well, you do a fine job over there. Better you than me. We see what happens when I run things. Things smoke, and you never know what happens. Although I did get some support from Indianapolis. We got support in Indianapolis, so we're good there.
Okay.
So Ellie Jones now to inbound. Plymouth broke that huddle in a hurry. Coach Shalio sends her crew back out. Apologized to her for not knowing her name before the game. And Jones works back over to Ellie Jones. They'll work it up top the key. Substitution coming in last time was Emma Krupp, number 25. Also checking, number 32, Riley Mann will go down in the low block. Jones loses the ball through the lane, and he'll turn it over. Their second turnover here tonight. 1:09 to go in the first. Groves works it back to Yates. Yates in the middle to Veers. Nice job to cut through the press. Atkins thought about the three, pulls it back, goes back to Veers, the free throw line, kicks out to Groves. Groves will drive now, retreats back to the three-point line, looking for help, finds Kinsey Atkins top of the key. Head fake, Atkins waits, kicks back to Yates. Down to Macy Hensley, she'll go up, Banks closed there, good defense by Delp. Lena Jones drives. That one goes out of bounds. I looked away. I didn't see what happened. I looked and click off something off of the computer. Pushes it up to Atkins, back to Groves, finds Yates alone on the far side. She'll work it back to Groves on top of the key, finds Kinsey Atkins on the left wing, 25 seconds now. Veers now at the basketball, kicks it out. Jolie Groves deep two on its way. Side iron not strong enough. Macy Hensley couldn't quite get the rebound. Krupp drives. She stops on the baseline, kicks it back to Lena Jones. She'll go to the free throw line, kicks it right back to Ellie Jones, who works it down. They're going to wait 5 seconds now. They'll look for the hold of that final shot. Delp with the screen. Finds Krupp in the corner. Step back three at the buzzer, and it's in. So Emma Krupp hits that last second three to push the lead to 6 going into the second quarter.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
So scoring-wise, leading the way for Triton. I know you're working on that, which is fine. I'll just read it off. Addison Veers with 4. Kinsey Atkins with 3 on one-on-one from her lone three-point attempt. And Jolie Groves with 2 coming from that nice and one opportunity that she got. Only one foul, and Taryn Yates belongs to her for Plymouth. 2 players with 4, and that is Dragani and Sheedy. 2 points is Lena Jones, and another 2 points for Taylor Delp. They're shooting 5 of 11 from inside the arc, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. And Triton, 43%, 3 of 7 inside the arc, and 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. So we saw Plymouth start off with that 8-0 run, and Triton saw Kinsey Atkins come and hit a 3. She had a really nice assist down low to Jolie Groves. Is Kinsey back in this ball game here tonight? As Triton looks to battle here against Plymouth. Really held their own. See if they can get that offense figured out against this defense. Out there on the floor for starting the way for Plymouth. They have Sheedy down low with Riley Mann, number 32. Krupp on the far, on the left wing standing there. Lena Jones, number 21, checking in. Maddie Mann out there for Plymouth. Macy Hensley, Addison Veers, Kinsey Atkins, Yates, and Groves, the starting five out there for Triton. Sheedy's shot off the front iron, no good. Yates with the rebound. Yates works it to Hensley, leaves it for Groves. Groves will put it on the floor, stops. In the corner, she gets trapped and dribbles it out of bounds, but it goes off of her leg, and Plymouth gets the ball back. Triton's 5th turnover by my count here in this first half. As Krupp will leave it for the freshman Lena Jones as she'll bring it up. She'll work up top the key. Mann will patrol the baseline. A lot of talking going on here for Plymouth, but a travel call there on Maddie Mann. And Plymouth finds her 3rd turnover. Yates out the basketball. She'll bring it up past the half-court line. Maddie Mann's there to meet her. Yates is passed to Atkins on the right wing. Back to Yates. 3-pointer on its way for Taryn Yates, and that one's off the mark. Plymouth will stop and let their offense take shape. Hot pass to Maddie Mann, leaves it for Riley Mann. Shots on the way from the baseline, off the mark. Rebound goes to Krupp. They try to save it, and they can't quite get it there. Trying to lose it. Mann feeds Sheedy down low, and she'll get an easy bucket. First points belong to Plymouth here in the second quarter. Atkins picks up her dribble. Catch and shoot 3 straight away. Kinsey Atkins connects from beyond the arc. Her second 3-pointer as Triton cuts that lead back down to 5. Atkins calling out the defense. A lot of talking going down there by her. In the corner, 3 deep, 2 on the way. Off the mark there from Maddie Mann. And Triton takes it away. Leaves it for Atkins. Back to Yates on the right wing. Back to Kinsey Atkins. Groves down the left wing. Tipped there by Lena Jones, and they'll force a turnover. Jones in transition goes up, but a foul call, and Kinsey Atkins coming. Triton's second team foul. Now send Lena Jones to the line. Plymouth has been there once before. Perfect 2 of 2. Now this came from the hands of Dragani. It's Lena Jones. Now as they wait for Kinsey to get her shoe tied. I can't say much. It took me to the second grade to figure out how to tie my shoes. So.
Oh, you a Velcro kid?
Oh, I was a Velcro kid. Then I figured out what boots were, and I wore those. That one goes in. I eventually figured it out. There may have been one loop, but hey, it worked. It's knotted about 4 different times, but hey, we made it work. Hunter checks back in. That one in and out. The first missed free throw for Plymouth tonight, and Macy Hensley is going to step out of bounds, and it'll stay right here for Plymouth off the rebound. Dragani checks in as Lena Jones, the freshman, gets a well-deserved break. As Emma Krupp now looking to inbound. Riley Mann shot off the mark, and Triton gets the rebound. Yates now brings up past the half-court line. She stops, goes to feed Addison Veers in traffic, and Veers stands tall. Veers Tower drops that one in and cuts the lead to 4. Dragani with the basketball. She'll start up top the key. It's Krupp will patrol here to the right wing. She'll stop, feed Sheedy in the middle. Pull-up jumper, the free throw line off the front iron, 2 not strong enough. Sheedy shooting 3 of 7 from inside the arc. Yates trying to keep that dribble alive. Tries to feed Hensley, but Hensley not quite in position enough to get that one. Right play. And Taylor Delp checks back in. Dragani brings it up now. She stops, kicks it on over to Krupp. And she'll lose it, and Jolie Groves takes it away, and a foul call coming on Kreft. Be her first, team second. Both teams with 2 team fouls. Nice. Jolie Groves rebounding the ball well here tonight. Defending well. As Yates works left, stops, goes back on top to Veers. Veers tries to kick it out, but a travel call on Addison Veers. Plymouth gets the ball back here with 4:47 to go here in the second quarter here from the Rock. Andy O'Hara alongside the Hall of Famer Orion Lemler here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network. As Dragani up top the key. Works it right to Kreft on the right wing, back to Dragani. Finds Hunter on the left wing. Dragani works, she'll drive, feeds. Nice feed from Sheedy out to Kreft. Deep 2 on its way off the back iron, too strong. Rebound goes to Plymouth. Hunter now, she'll try the lefty 3 from the corner, and she'll put it in. Sarah Hunter now. She's on the mark, and the second made 3-pointer by Plymouth here tonight. Yates on the left wing loses it off her foot. Kreft now goes right back, goes up strong. Both teams wanting a foul call. They'll say she loses it out of bounds. Off the shot. And checking back in. We're checking in now, number 34, Sophie Miller for Plymouth. In the corner now to Veers. Too high for Atkins, through her fingertips, and an over and back call on the Trojans. Shaleo calls out what she wants her offense to do. Trying with that zone defense. We're going to 3-2 zone. Macy Hensley and Aston Veers patrolling the post. Three-pointer on the way, off the mark there from Sophie Miller. And Triton in transition now. Up to Atkins. Into Groves, left wing 3, puts it in. Jolie Groves and Triton shooting lights out from beyond the arc. Cuts that lead back down to 4. Dragani with the basketball now. She'll bring it up, works it right. Triton patient on defense. Giving Plymouth all the time they want here. Two-point from Delp, up off the glass, no good. And they'll get their own rebound. Hunter with the putback. Now Sheedy, back up and in. And Claire Sheedy, that gives her 8 points, game high. Yates on the basketball, working against Dragani. Yates trying to fight through, but she'll get a foul call on Hunter, I believe, coming. And it is. That'll be their third team foul. Her first. Yates now on the basketball. She'll work it up for Triton here. She'll wait patiently, tries to split the defenders, and she'll almost lose it in a jump ball call. And it stays right here with Triton. Groves now to inbound from the sideline, finds Kinsey Atkins. Atkins leaves it for Groves, who just hit a 3 a moment ago. Veers with a pull-up jumper, too strong off the mark. Nice defense by Taryn Yates to force. Yates with the quick hands. Couldn't quite get the turnover. And he'll stay right here with Plymouth on the jump ball call. 2:01 to go in the second quarter. Plymouth leading by 6. Triton battling hard here. 6 players available here tonight. Excuse me, 7. Dragani, three-pointer on the way, and she drops that one. Pushes the lead to 9. Here comes that full-court pressure defense by the Pilgrims. Groves throws it across, but Delp knocks it away. She's got a fast break opportunity, and it goes up and in. 4 points for her here tonight. Leads up to double digits now. Largest lead of the ball game for Plymouth. Atkins, quick feed. Sheedy intercepts. Dragani by herself waits for the defense to get by. She goes off the glass. No good. Jolie Groves with the rebound. Atkins in transition. Stops and goes. Back on top to Yates. Quickly to Groves here on the left wing. Down to Macy Hensley. Fighting forward with Sheedy, and they'll hit the deck. And Plymouth forces a turnover. Sophie Miller with the basketball. She'll work left against Kinsey Atkins. Back on top to Dragani with 50 seconds to go. Looks like Lena Jones will check in next. Dead ball for Plymouth. Sheedy's now in the corner, patrolling. Macy Hensley's keeping track. As Hunter goes cross court. To Sophie Miller, and then a foul call on Kinsey Atkins coming. That'll be her second, team's third. It's Atkins, the lone player with 2 fouls in the ball game. Lena Jones, like I said, back in, so the starting 5's out there for Plymouth. Both teams have both their starting 5's out with 20 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Leads at 11 for Plymouth. As Delp on the right elbow kicks it back to Jones. Dragani, they're going to hold for that final shot. Good ball move by the Pilgrims. Trying to open up an opportunity. 5 seconds now. Feeds it down low. Nice feed to Hunter. Up and off the mark. Gets her own rebound, but draws the foul. They're going to call a travel call. This was a good feed down low. Nice pass from Dragani. And they'll dribble it out, and that'll do it for the second quarter. 28-17 is our score. Plymouth is out in front. So we can push the stats over to you, see if it works. I'm not going to say if I've done better or not, because last time I thought I was doing okay and I was doing worse. So, yep, that'd be up to date. We'll let you have it.
Okay. That's correct, right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
You're good.
Free throws, 0-0 for Triton, 3 of 4 for Plymouth, 2-point field goals, 4 for 9 for Triton, 8 of 25 for Plymouth, 3-point field goals, 3 of 5, and 3 of 6 for Plymouth. Turnovers, Triton really hurting there, 13, and Plymouth has 5. So scoring. First for Plymouth, Sheedy has 8, Dragani 7, Delp 4, Hunter 3, Jones 3. And for the Lady Trojans, Kinsey Atkins 6, Veers 6, Groves 5.
So that being said, we'll take a break and be back here after halftime right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Let's get you set up with everything you need to know about the IHSAA. It's a busy time of year for high school sports, and we welcome you to the Commissioner's Corner. I'm Brendan King in for the Coach Bob Lovell, joined alongside IHSAA Commissioner. That is Paul Neidig. Paul, certainly a busy time. We've got some semi-state winners to crown this weekend.
Yeah, isn't it great? I'll take busy every day of the week. Great time of the year. And, we've celebrated some state championships this fall, but we got to focus on football the next 2 weeks now.
No doubt about it. You mentioned state championships, Paul, at Lucas Oil Stadium coming up here in just a couple weeks. I wanted to ask you this. When you look at last year and you look at this year, was game planning for this year easier or harder just because obviously you're back to normal, there's more people to manage, and there's just more stuff going on this year without, as much COVID restriction?
Yeah, I think it's certainly different. I think this year for us, planning-wise, looked more like 2019, previous years. You got to remember, 12 months ago, while we were playing, we were still trying to figure out how to play. And, it's opening up a high school venue is one scenario, but then opening up a facility like Lucas Oil and temperature checks and clearing between stands and the sanitization that took place. It was all the right stuff to do. But, yeah, there were a lot more moving parts given COVID-19 and where it was at, treatments and protocols, than there are this year, but certainly still respect what's going on with COVID and going to do it safely.
Paul, we talked about this a little bit last week, but the state championships this year inside Lucas Oil, what can fans expect that may be a little bit different from last season?
I think we're going to see more fans. Everything that we've seen this fall has been, I would call this the year of the fan. People have come back in groves just to go watch a high school football. I think they realize the value in the experience, how much fun it is to go watch that time-honored tradition of kids playing for their local high school. And it's just going to be fans. I look for a lot of energy in the building this year. We don't have to clean out, clear the facilities, so fans that want to come and buy a ticket and watch 3 games in a day are going to be able to do that this year. And I just really think there's going to be a lot of energy. And we had the energy last year, but it's just hard when you had a maximum of 5,000 per contest. This year that number's going to be at least double that, and we're hoping triple that with people coming out to watch their kids play.
Well, I'm definitely excited to be on the call for the Class 2A state championship game inside Lucas Oil, Paul. But, after the state championships, no rest for the weary. You're going to be right into basketball season and holiday tournaments before you know it.
Again, it's just a holiday season is a great time of the year where between Christmas and New Year's, there's holiday tournaments. There's just a lot of basketball played. Kids get a chance to not to have to focus on the daily education side of why they're in school, the main reason why they're in school, and just take a 2-week period of time and just focus on playing basketball with their teammates. And great games, great tradition along the way. But, our ladies are playing, our young men are playing, and we're going to go with it.
Paul, what's really the next step for you guys in terms of spring planning after football state championships finish up? Because that's obviously a big load off your shoulder.
Once football gets over with, we do try to catch our breath a little bit at the beginning of December. But, it's what's interesting. We just had a meeting this morning, and our assistant commissioners are looking at their officials meetings and the training for officials and getting them prepared for the next season and what rule changes have come to us from the National Federation of High Schools over the last year, and how do we get that information out to our schools and our coaches. And it's a constant cycle of training officials, looking at game protocol, looking at what's best for the tournaments. Do we need to make adjustments to provide a better experience for student athletes? We don't just go play a state championship in football in 2 weeks and quit thinking about it for the next year. It's constant, and the staff does a phenomenal job. They keep it live, they keep it real, and they continue to focus on what we need to do before the year's over, how we're going to manage the next year.
He is the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. I'm Brendan King with you on the Commissioner's Corner. Paul, always appreciate the time. Should be a really fun next couple of weeks.
It is, and good luck with the show this weekend, Brandon. I look forward to tuning in Friday and Saturday night to hearing the experts talk about high school football.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
This broadcast on the IHSAA Champions Network is copyrighted by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and may not be rebroadcast or retransmitted without the express written consent of the Indiana High School Athletic Association. This is your IHSAA.
All right, welcome back, everyone, as Plymouth leads here at halftime 28-17. Triton trying to find some answers coming out, 44% from inside the arc, but not a bad shooting night, but unfortunately the turnovers really starting to pile up on the Trojans as Plymouth kind of having their way, forcing turnovers and turning turnovers into points. So we get ready to get things underway. Those starting fives there, Lena Jones, Sarah Hunter, Claire Sheedy, Taylor Delp, and number 4, Catherine Dragani out there for Plymouth with Taryn Yates, Kinsey Atkins, Jolie Groves, Macy Hensley, and Addison Veers. The 5 out there for Triton, and all 5 of those players have not left the floor in this ball game. Just better change that to quarter 3. Yates will work with us. Triton will start off now. Atkins on the right wing, goes on over to Veers in the corner. Atkins gets freed up in the corner, three-pointer, puts it in. Kinsey Atkins continues to be fired up from beyond the arc. It cuts that lead to 8. Hunter leaves it for Lena Jones. She'll bring it up. Works right to Hunter. Trying with that zone defense. Sheedy now cross court. In the corner, Dragani alone for 3. Can't answer back on the equalizer. Delp with the put back in. It can't get the friendly roll. Sheedy now with the rebound and basket for her. Sheedy cleaning the glass really well. Double dribble call on Kinsey Atkins. Dragani to inbound now for the Pilgrims. Got to catch up with Coach Tony over here real quick during halftime. Good to see him. Delp puts it up and in. Their season leading scorer, points per game, now has 6. Addison Veers reaches out, couldn't quite feed it down to Hensley in time. Sheedy got a piece of it. Here comes Lena Jones. She's hungry for the basketball in transition. She'll wait, pull up jumper on its way. Can't get the transition back at basket, rebound to Veers. I think they're going to call a foul on Delp. So on Taylor Delp, her first, team's first here of the half. Plymouth's going to stick with that full court pressure defense. Trying to force more turnovers on the Trojans as Atkins gets a quick feed down to Hensley, but tipped by Sheedy. She's done that a couple times here. Hunter goes up, draws the foul, and one opportunity coming for Sarah Hunter. Now Taryn Yates, her second. Hunter just going to see her first trip to the free throw line. Has hit a 3 and just saw her make that 2-point basket. And Atkins steps over. The free throw counts for the N1 opportunity. Pushes that lead to 15 now. And a timeout for Coach Kroll as she tries to fire up her blue swish. You know, Triton through those first couple games, shooting the ball at a really high rate, 48% inside the arc there against Glenn, 31% against Manchester, and 33%. So they've shot well. 36% on the season inside the arc. Out beyond the arc, 22%. Shot really well there in the Glenn game, but on 20 attempts, only connecting on 4 against Manchester. But then from the free throw line, Coach Kroll said she wants to see him get there, and Triton has produced at a high rate. 62% from the free throw line. They're climbing up. They're getting a better free throw percentage as they continue to climb there. Many times they've been there, and put up 163 points on the year. As trying to get those turnovers kind of in check. But give this team a lot of props. No substitutions, playing every minute here tonight. They're going to be well conditioned come season in, I tell you.
Yeah, it's one of those games you play to get better.
Yates will split the defenders, pushes up to Kinsey Atkins. Catch and shoot 3 in transition on its way. In and out. First missed three-pointer for Kinsey Atkins. Macy Hensley couldn't quite come away with it. Dragani feeds Delp. Veers tried to block it, but she'll draw the foul. Now send Delp to the line. It's Addison's first foul of the game. And Delp, first trip for her to the line. Delp, a 50% free throw shooter coming into tonight's game. Hits the first one. Second one on its way will drop there. As Plymouth 6 of 7, 86% from the charity stripe here tonight. Hunter got a piece of that one on the inbound as Jones goes up, can't quite connect. Dragani gets the rebound. Showroom with the Jones, the runner, off the mark, and Veers tries to get the rebound. I think they're going to call a foul on Delp. And Taylor Delp with 2 fouls now. Hunter got a piece of the last inbound. Plymouth with active hands. This is going to be a tough girls team, and
we're
Hunter
soccer.
kicked that one almost up in here to the second deck with us. Well, not quite with us, opposite corner. Same side, though. Yates now with the basketball, trying to walk up the sideline, but they're going to call a foul on Lena Jones. The student section of Plymouth not liking that one. Coach Chaleo having a quick word with her freshman point guard. So back-to-back team fouls on the Pilgrims. First foul for Lena Jones. So the talented freshman's had herself a pretty good evening. Moving the ball well, playing good defense for Plymouth. Right there, almost jumped the route on Kinsey Atkins as they'll kind of settle back into a zone defense. They cover a lot of ground down low quick as you see Delp reach right through and knock that one away. Dragani to the corner to Jones. She'll feed down the baseline to Sheedy. Back on top. Quickly on over to Hunter. Hunter puts on the floor. Baseline jumper on its way. Too strong. Sheedy with the rebound. Goes right back up. Off the mark. Triton in transition now. Finds Groves on the far side. She had a 3 earlier. Yates goes to feed Atkins. No one's home. Jones on the fast break. Yates tries to get a piece of it, but Jones can't quite convert, and they're saying it's going to go out of bounds on Addison Veers. Jones inbounds, goes to Taylor Delp. She'll drive. Yates with a nice defensive stand as Dragani catch and shoot 3 on its way is good. She's hit 2 3-pointers, and now she's up to double digits, 10 points. Everybody wanted a double dribble call on Kinsey Atkins. That one goes out of bounds and a turnover on the Trojans. And Jones will bring it up now. She'll work right, goes to Hunter on the right wing. Back up on top. Finds Dragani. Dragani will drive. She'll kick it down to Sheedy. We're going to get a foul on Triton before the shot. It'll be on Kinsey Atkins, be her 3rd. First player in foul trouble here tonight as Ellie Jones will check in, number 12. Junior takes her spot against Jolie Groves as Lena Jones to inbound. Finds Dragani, left wing 3 on its way. She hits back-to-back threes. She's got a game-high 13 points. Groves goes on over to Kinsey Atkins. She'll work it up past the half-court line. Speeds it up. Now she gets trapped by 3 players. Dragani will knock it out of bounds. It'll stay right here with Triton. Here's now at the basketball. She'll wait. Finds Yates. Finds Groves on the left wing. Back to Atkins. Quick feed down to Veers. Quick nice pass out to Yates. 3-pointer. Can't get that one off the front iron. Put back by Atkins off the mark. Dragani with it now. Almost got a turnover there from trying, almost forced it one. Jones on the right wing. Back up on top. Dragani will try another 3. Can she get the 3-peat? Can't quite get that one. Dealt with the putback. Blocked by Veers. And Sheedy will have an and one opportunity coming. And she now at 12 points. That'll be on Addison Veers, her 2nd. Sheedy has not been to the line yet tonight. Her first trip. Shot's on its way and drops. Plymouth continues to shoot the ball at an extremely good rate, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. As Riley Mann, number 32, will check in for Plymouth now. Grows with the basketball, stops, works it back on over to Yates. Yates with the bat. Yates will drive, splits the defenders, weaving her way through traffic, up and in for Taryn Yates. Yates found a seam that she liked and walked herself all the way in. Lena Jones kicks it right on over to Ellie Jones. Tipped by Riley Mann, who saves it, but Yates is there to intercept the ball. Up to Atkins. Transition 3 on its way. Can't get that one to go. Macy Hensley tries to tip it, but goes out of bounds, and it'll stay right here. Emma Krupp now will check in. Atkins inbound. Hands off. Yates will try another one. Puts it in up off the glass. Triton 50% from beyond the arc. Both teams 50% from beyond the arc. Triton cuts in that lead. Yates now with 5. Dragani with the up fake. Goes to feed Sheedy, but they're going to get a push on Triton. If that's on Kinsey Atkins, that's 4. And it is. And Sydney King will be the first substitution for Triton here tonight. And Kinsey Atkins will come out with those 4 fouls with 2:39 to go in the third quarter. In the corner, Dragani again gets that one to go. She's hit 4 3-pointers and round to 16 points here tonight. Yates gets the screen from King up to Hensley. Hensley working against Sheedy. Hensley caught in the corner trying to fight through. Riley Mann fighting for it, and Aston Veers rips it away. The jump ball belonged to Plymouth. Is that directed at me? In the message we just got? You're looking. We'll get an answer.
Oh.
Krupp with the jumper in the lane, gets that one to go. She's got 5. Back to Yates, goes to Groves. Work against this full court pressure defense that Plymouth has ran so well here tonight. You know, watching film, you saw him play a lot of zone defenses. Veers to the 3, short of the mark. Groves with the rebound, couldn't go quite back up. Good job by Riley Mann, and a jump ball will stay right here with Triton.
I think I get his drift.
Gotcha. I kind of figured that was the case. I was just playing a joke.
I think he couldn't find any fighting cats.
Oh, hey, that works. Yates in the corner, back down to Veers. She'll try a jumper up off the glass. No good. Rebound goes to Plymouth. Dragani goes, but it'll go out of bounds on Triton. It'll stay right here with the Lady Pilgrims. As Plymouth will end this 2-game homestand and head out to Valparaiso next week. Triton will be at Wawasee on Saturday. Minute 25 to go here in the third quarter as Groves working against Dragani. And I call a foul on Dragani. Be her first personal foul, team's 4th. And checking in now, Kira Himes will check in. No, excuse me. I thought I saw a 10. We'll find out. That's what I thought. Yeah, number 10 out there, Kira Himes. Groves now works on over to Macy Hensley in the left wing. Riley Mann on her. Goes down, Sheedy intercepts. Plymouth in fast break. Jones works it back. Krupp stops. Mann with the jumper off the mark. Sheedy with the putback. Side iron, no good. Tipped around. Veers on the fast break finds Taryn Yates. She'll try to go, but Plymouth will come down and shut off the easy layup. Sydney King for the jumper. Off the back iron, no good. That one goes out of bounds. Veers to inbound. Up to Groves. Back to Yates now. Atkins directing her defense from the bench. Veers at the three-pointer with the up fake. Back to Groves, who couldn't quite corral, and Triton turns it over. .20 seconds to go here in the third. Plymouth leads 51-25. Sheedy will work it back. Jones with it here on the near side. To Krupp, who spins away from trouble, goes up in the lane. Nice drive by Krupp, but couldn't quite finish. And Sheedy rips it away. The jump ball call stay right here with Plymouth with 3.9 to go. Himes is 2 off the mark. Sheedy at the buzzer, and that one drops. They're going to say basket, but they're going to wave off the basket. And that'll do it for the third quarter. Both leads 51-25. We'll take a break and be right back here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
Everyone needs a passion.
Young people, especially.
That's one of the reasons why high school sports are so powerful.
Because they give student athletes purpose. Something to be passionate about. I'm Sandra Walter.
And I'm Robert Falcons. We're both assistant commissioners for the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
And we're passionate about preserving the purity of high school sports.
They're the purest form of sport left. They're played on a level playing field.
And they're played for school and community pride.
They promote sportsmanship and build character.
And this year, we are thrilled to welcome back our passionate fans.
So buy a ticket to your school's next sporting event
and experience the passion and the purity of high school sports.
The athletes and schools deserve your support.
This is your team. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
So fourth and final quarter getting ready to get underway here as Plymouth leads 51-25. Andy O'Hara alongside the Hall of Famer Orion Lemler here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network. As they get things go underway, Kinsey Atkins with those 4 fouls. She'll probably sit for a little bit longer. And Sydney King, Taryn Yates, Macy Hensley, Addison Veers, and Jolie Groves, the 5 out there for Triton. Riley Mann out there with number 34, Sophie Miller, Emma Krupp, Kira Himes, and Ellie Jones. Yates will work with the screen, feeds it back to Veers. She'll catch it, tries to feed to Hensley, but she'll take the jumper herself. And Addison Veers now has 8. She's shooting 50% inside the arc. This man will give a nice feed to Sophie Miller off the mark. They'll fight for the rebound. The jump ball call stays right here with Plymouth. As Ellie Jones to inbound. Jones feeds through. Nice shot by Riley Mann. Found her open. And she'll get her first points of the contest. Veers past the half-court line. She'll stop. Cross court to Yates on the right wing. Yates will drive. Stops, goes to the floater. Far iron too strong. Rebound to Riley Mann. Mann goes coast to coast, and I think we're going to charge call as Addison Veers planted her feet. Nice job by Addison Veers. First offensive foul we've seen here tonight.
Yep.
Team's 5th. Both teams with 5 team fouls now. Yates leaves it for Groves. She'll get double team. Goes back to Yates. Yates will work it past the half-court line. To Addison Veers now. She'll drive. Tries for 10. She can't get that one too strong. Triton, like I said, this is one of those games you want to learn from. They kind of had a tough go here, starting off 2-0, then possibly losing 3 straight here. It's a tough opponents. This will be a learning curve for this group. This is a group that's going to continue to work hard and try to find their way.
Oh, that's why you play these games this time of the schedule.
Yep. Get yourself geared up for conference play. Know what you want to do going into sections. That Triton team had a hard time last year. Blocked by Veers. Wow, Addison Veers again with a nice block. We know how hard she can hit a volleyball. I can't imagine driving against her is much fun either. Like I said, these are those games you want to play early in the season to get yourself wound up. Like I was finishing saying is, Triton had a tough go a few times last season, but found their way. Macy Hensley alone down the low block. She'll catch it. She'll go up too strong. King with the putback. Might have been blocked down there by Plymouth. Veers back to Yates. Straightaway 3 off the right side. No good. Triton found their way to a sectional championship and found their way to the regional championship as Veers will get called for the foul. That'll send Sophie Miller to the line. Miller's shot's on the way and it rolls in. She gets her first points from the free throw line. And Kinsey Atkins will check in with 4 fouls with 6 minutes to go. As Miller will try her second free throw, and that one good. 90% from the line tonight. So Plymouth is shot. Atkins works away from the screen, feeds it on over to Groves, and they're going to have a foul call, I believe, on Krupp. Team 6. Groves to inbound, finds Atkins. Tries to feed it down low to Yates. Couldn't quite get it there. Man will feed it back. Jones kick out to Himes. Himes down the back on the right wing. Tries to feed it down low to Miller. Krupp kicks out. 3-point away from Himes off the mark. Rebound. Macy Hensley fighting for it. Macy Hensley playing strong down low. It's Maddie Mann now will check in. Ellie Jones to inbound for the Pilgrims. I got a 5-second call as Plymouth turns it over. By my count, the 7th time here tonight.
And they're not going to press. Or they can't. I don't know.
Oh, they can.
Okay. Weird not seeing them press for almost the first time.
This is a team, they're going to play in a tough NLC conference, and Warsaw right now coming into tonight, the only undefeated team in that conference, and Wawasee 4-1, which Triton will see back-to-back NLC conference teams, a non-conference matchup. Say that fast. They play in that tough one. They had Concord, Northridge. There's some tough teams, and Mishawaka's. There's some tough teams that Plymouth will face. This Plymouth team's going to be a team the NLC better take notice of. Triton will take on Wawasee. Actually, they got 3 NLC conference. They're going to take on 3 NLC conference teams their next 3 games, and all on the road. Yeah, Plymouth, Wawasee, and at Northwood next Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about Northwood.
And after Thanksgiving, they'll have
Trinity on Saturday.
Yep. They'll start conference play against LaVille on December 1st at home for a 6-game homestand for the Trojans. I like that. I get moved to Bourbon. It's all home games. I like it. Groves trying to find room. I think they're going to call a foul down there on number 21, Maddie Mann. Team 7th. And 1-1 bonus now for Jolie Groves, so she'll go. Groves can't quite get that one to go. Triton's lone trip to free throw line resulting in an empty trip. Actually, we had 2 trips. The first one didn't count. We had a lane violation back in the first quarter. Maddie Mann will drive. Kicks it back to Krupp. She'll try to split the defenders. Nice feed down to Ellie Jones. And a travel call on Ellie Jones. Good feed there from Krupp. Now, Emma Krupp, a talented sophomore, moves the floor really well. Knows how to move the basketball, finding her open teammates, especially in the low block and tight windows. She'll be a good player as she continues to mature. Jumper from Veers off the mark. Macy Hensley with the rebound, fighting in traffic. And I got a foul call. I'm going to call a charge on Macy Hensley. That'll be her first, team 7th. Works it back, rather work up on top of the key. As Plymouth will let their offense take shape. Tipped by Yates. Groves reaches in and Triton gets the jump ball call, and Triton gets it back. Jolie Groves having some nice moments here tonight. You know, it's tough to look at the scoreboard and try to gauge and try to find positives, but, you know, for this group, you know, for the Trojans, they've got a long way to go. Coach Krall trying to find her
groove.
Trying to kind of find her groove. You know, this team had some good quality wins to start off the season. Just got to continue working. And goes out of bounds on Plymouth. Coach Krall having a word with the official there on the far side. Said Kennedy, she really works a groove there in the sideline, the coach's box there. You know where she's been. I told her after the first game, she wears me out watching her coach. But love her energy she's brought to the program here. And they're going to get a charge call on Addison Veers. Team's 8th. Three-pointer on the way. Off the mark there for Maddie Mann. She'll get her own rebound. Krupp catch and shoot jumper in the lane. No good. Rebound goes to Kinsey Atkins. On over to Groves, alone for 3. Can't get that one to go. Rebound to Himes. Krupp runs it up. Can't quite get there. Macy Hensley with the rebound. Yates pushing in transition. Feeds it to Groves. Banks open for Jolie Groves. Krupp now drive. She'll wait. Tries to feed down. Ball bounce around Jones. Kicks it back to Himes. She'll go to the baseline. Hook shot up and off the mark there for Riley Mann. It's at a minute and a half to go. Tries to feed, turnover. Now goes out of bounds. Himes with it. Atkins got a piece of it. In the corner. Maddie Mann off the mark. Himes the rebound with the putback. Can't get the runner to go. And Triton comes away with it. Atkins with the runner. Gets that one to go. Kinsey Atkins with 11. That one thrown away by Plymouth. Atkins now brings it up. Veers with the jumper in the lane. She'll get that one to go. Madison Veers with 10. Triton shooting 41% from inside the arc here tonight. 27% inside the arc for Plymouth. And that jumper there from Maddie Mann off the mark. And a shot by Himes goes. A foul call on Plymouth coming. They're calling it Emma Krupp, team's 8th. So Kinsey Atkins, the second Trojan to find their way to the free throw line here tonight. Only one attempt. As Atkins' first shot's up and in. She's got 12. Triton's lowest amount of free throw attempts on the season. 7 in the game against Argus was their lowest coming into tonight. So Atkins goes perfect from the line. She's got 13 points. And that'll do it here as Plymouth will win 57-35. I'll push the stats over. I hit the button, so we'll see. Of course, like we said, we'll be at Wawasee on Saturday. Travel to Syracuse. You figure out where we're eating at Saturday?
No, I haven't thought about that.
Well, we got.
I got to figure out where we're going to eat tonight because I'm starving.
Well, that makes 2 of us, but hey.
Dose update.
They should have. Yeah, you're good.
I think they speak for themselves.
See the stats there. The game high 16 points for Dragani. Sheedy with 13. Delp with 8. 6 for Hunter, 5 for Krupp, and 2 all the way across the board for Jones, Himes, Mann, and Miller. Leading the way for Triton was Kinsey Atkins. Maybe. With 13 points. Addison Veers with 10. Groves with 7. And Yates with 5. So that being said, we're going to hang it up here from the Rock. I'm Andrew Harrah for the Hall of Famer Orion Lemler. Until next time, Trojan fans, remember the Trojan way.
This broadcast on the IHSAA Champions Network is copyrighted by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and may not be rebroadcast or retransmitted without the express written consent of the Indiana High School Athletic Association. This is your IHSAA.